there's another aspect to this whole Kendrick Lamar situation. As I mentioned, Kendrick Lamar released his GNX album. He had a song out there called Whacked Out Murals. He had a line on there in that song where he talked about, this whole Super Bowl situation and the way that people kind of reacted, in particular one Lil Wayne. He said one kind of ironic aspect of his success is that of this whole run that he's on is that his success led to him letting Lil Wayne down. Now, I didn't take that as a diss. I just took that as face value. As Lil Wayne was clearly very disappointed that he did not get the Super Bowl. It is something that he has whined about over and over and over again in every goddamn opportunity he gets. So he's clearly sad and disappointed and let down by this. And obviously Kendrick Lamar, who grew up a big fan of Lil Wayne, he has mentioned this multiple times. He has a whole mixtape called C4 where he basically jacks all the beats off of Carter 3 and basically does his best Lil Wayne impression and whole mixtape of that. So he's clearly a fan, has always been a fan of Kendrick, and from what it had seemed, at least on the surface, they have always kind of been, on cordial levels at worst. You know what I mean? Like, they seem to be friendly. They seem to actually genuinely respect each other as artists and appreciate everything that they were doing and whatnot. But obviously this whole Super Bowl fiasco, which just seemingly turned into, got him really in a mood. And he said, I let Lil Wayne down. And he also said that the only person who congratulated me when I got the Super Bowl was Nas. The rest of y'all, I seen your true face. You know what I mean? Like, that's just facts. Lil Wayne, instead of being like, yo, shouts out to Kendrick Lamar getting the Super Bowl, I really wish I could have got that, but it's dope that an artist like Kendrick got it at least. Shout out to him. No hard feelings towards him. It wasn't him. Like, if any artist in that position, they're gonna take the Super Bowl. But he didn't do that. He didn't congratulate him. He didn't shout him out. He whined and cried and bitched. And he got called out very blatantly by Kendrick Lamar in this last album. I didn't think it was a diss. I just thought he spoke facts. But apparently, Lil Wayne thought otherwise.
Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about the new Kendrick Lamar album, GNX, or rather, some drama that is surrounding the album itself. Because as of right now, a lot of people are having a lot of feelings about the record and in reaction to it.
As you can see, fully intact, mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering, right?
I was not ready for that. Like, I'm clipping that. I gotta clip that audio clip. Yeah, as you can see, I'm intact, mind, body, and soul. Like, bro, your eyes say otherwise. Like, it looked like, I mean, look at who you streaming with right now. It really looks like you need some help, my guy. Like, he needs help.
Mind, body, and soul, in case you were
feelings about the record and in reaction to it.
As you can see, fully intact, mind, body, and soul, in case you were wondering, right?
Mind, body, and soul.
Mind, body, and soul. You need facts to take me out. Fairy tales won't do it.
But yeah.
Oh. If nothing, this shit has just been pure comedy, dog.
This video is not about Sir Champagne Poppy. It's about somebody else who is catching some feelings over this.
I'm just sorry, like, as you can see, I'm still attacked my body and soul. Was he talking about round two? And it's round two of the lawsuit. It's crazy. They're not like us. This shit's gotta be illegal. every time I hear Drake speak now about any of this situation, I just think of the meme with the dude with the face that's smiling, but behind it's all tears and anger. Like, that could not be a better portrait of what Drake is right now at all. Like,
this record, that would be the one and only, the legend himself, Lil Wayne. He recently took to Twitter to seemingly respond to a bar on this new Kendrick Lamar GNX album on the opening track, Whacked Out Murals. Man, what the fuck I do? I just be chillin', and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed on me. Love.
all right, let's break this down. Man, what the fuck did I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed on me. Love. Okay. Lil Wayne, what the fuck are you talking about? First of all, as somebody who has readily admitted that you do not listen to other people's music or basically popular music out there today at all, I highly doubt that you even heard the song before you decided to respond. You probably had somebody text you, yo, Kendrick Lamar dissed you, what's up? And then you put out this tweet because you were clearly already in your feels about this whole Super Bowl situation, and maybe even partially in your feels about what Kendrick Lamar did to your artist Drake. But to sit there and say that, let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction. Wayne, you are going to go down as one of the greatest kind of acts in hip hop that we have ever seen. You kind of ushered in, for better or worse, better and worse, this current generation of rap and style and everything. Like, all of these artists that you see nowadays are direct, basically offsprings of you. You started this. Congratulations. Take that how you will. But to say, like, let this giant sleep, my guy, as amazingly lyrically you were for that, like, really insane period of time that you were from, let's say, like, maybe in the Carter to like the Carter 3 era, between like all those mixtapes, all those albums, all those verses, all those features, all those punchlines, you were lyrically considered one of the greatest ever, especially during the time period. But to act like you are known for beef and diss tracks and going back and forth, I'm not sure if this is the arena that you want to be stepping into. Kendrick Lamar eats, sleeps, and drinks rap. That's it. He handles his family, works out, and raps. That is not necessarily a person that you want to just be going at, especially in his mind frame and state that he is in right now. After this, we are going to be taking a look at Lil Wayne beefs and see if he can legitimately go at Kendrick.
Disturbed on me. Love. Yeah, Lil Wayne does not seem super happy right now, referring to himself as a giant, one that will bring destruction if disturbed. But before I get into any of this, let's do a shout out to our sponsor in this video, Warby Parker.
Are you tired of buying poorly made glasses? Or buying glasses online without knowing they'd make you look like a total clown? My name is Anthony Fantano, in Trent, Canada. Try on 5 pairs of glasses.
An acknowledgement, straight up disturbance. It's really an acknowledgement of something that was already made public. It was very recently that Kendrick Lamar was announced to be the main halftime performer of the forthcoming Super Bowl, which is currently scheduled to happen next year in New Orleans. Now, because of that, there are many people, Lil Wayne included, who feel very strongly about the idea of Lil Wayne performing there or being that main guy, because it's New Orleans, and it's Lil Wayne. And in the last 10 years, the NFL has been increasingly open to inviting more hip hop performers to the halftime show. In fact, some of the biggest and most talked about Super Bowl halftime performances in recent years have been hip hop based. And considering Lil Wayne's catalog of hits and the fact that he's from New Orleans, I don't think it's necessarily wrong to presume that he would have been a possible shoo-in for, masterminding the show, being the lead guy. But
that is something that I also said in one of our earlier kind of discussions and streams where we talked about this whole Super Bowl, Kendrick Lamar, Lil Wayne issue, is that Lil Wayne is perfectly in his right to feel some type of way about not getting a Super Bowl. You're from New Orleans. You're a gigantic NFL fan. You show up on all these sports shows. You are kind of the biggest artist, especially in hip hop, to have basically ever come from that area. You are beloved amongst fans, amongst the industry, and just kind of just hip hop in general. So you have right to kind of feel the way you feel. The problem is it's the way that you have handled it and responded and everything else that has come with it is why people have an issue with it. Not necessarily because you feel some type of way about it. You have every right to feel some type of way about it. You can feel any way you want. Like you felt that was yours. But you also have to acknowledge that you have been pretty shitty of a performer for quite a long time, which we also discussed in one of our past videos. If you want to go find those on YouTube, you can find them.
Fact of the matter is that he was not chosen, and Kendrick Lamar just so happened to be having a very, very, very big year, and Lil Wayne was not happy about being passed over for Kendrick to perform that halftime show.
That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown. I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot on that stage.
I can't with this voice and everything. I can't stand this dude whining. It's really fucking grating. It's like a little kid.
Look, at the end of the day, Lil Wayne is certainly entitled to feel any type of way that he wants about whether or not he deserves to play the Super Bowl. But this comment still comes across as jealousy on some level. And on top of it, Kendrick is just having a very hot year. He is a generational artist, a unique and standout talent who is and continues to do very big things for hip hop, frankly. And at the very least, you weren't passed over for an artist who sucks ass. I guess I would be more open to Lil Wayne feeling pissed off about this if instead of him, we were getting somebody who was just straight up garbage. But you know what? Again, instead of Lil Wayne seeing the silver lining here and seeing the greater benefit of Kendrick Lamar playing, he essentially took this personally and just seemed very upset and very hurt. And to state it in black and white for anybody who hasn't already heard it, Kendrick said, "I used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud," which if you're a Kendrick fan and you've heard his artistic progression up until this point, the Lil Wayne influence is very much obvious on numerous tracks. Clearly the guy loves Wayne as a rapper and appreciates his style and his pen. I don't think Kendrick is saying here, yeah, I used to listen to Lil Wayne, not anymore. He's just acknowledging an influence and something that brought him to this point. And then he follows it up with irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Which in that video response to this news, Lil Wayne sounded let down. He sounded upset. And given that this Whacked Out Murals track in a broader sense is about people hating Kendrick, and
it's literally one of the softest kind of ways to take that as a diss. You could not be softer. And the fact that Drake is also part of your label is making y'all both look soft as baby shit right now. Because if you're taking that, you hear that, you take that as a diss, don't poke the bear. That is, come on. What are we doing?
And being jealous of him and so on and so forth. I feel like, honestly, artistically speaking, it would be kind of dishonest, or, it would definitely be a lie by omission to write a song on exactly this topic and not acknowledge the fact that one of the greatest rappers of the past 20 years essentially came out to voice disappointment at you getting such a big opportunity instead of him.
like I said, so that is kind of like Lil Wayne's initial response to this whole situation. It's like, don't poke the bear, don't awake the monster. Like, I'm just be chilling. I don't want to have to like get involved in this kind of beef too. Like shit that you've never actually truly done in your entire career. It would just be kind of hilarious at this point to see this dude come out of like basically quasi requirement and go into a beef with Kendrick Lamar, who's like at his kind of career peak and prime. Like, it'd be almost elder abuse, quite honestly. But there's more to this because Joe Budden seemingly alludes to some things. So Joe basically, what happened? Second response. Joe Budden is alleging, which he put out on his kind of Joe Budden podcast, I think today or yesterday. He said that Lil Wayne might be in the booth and making actual lyrical response to Kendrick Lamar, potentially a diss. So let's hear what Joe Budden has to say. I mean, okay, if this is true, which, you know, you can take for a grain of salt, it's just hearsay as of now. If Lil Wayne really called to kind of check the temperature about him saying, I let Lil Wayne down, and to think that that is a diss, that is probably the softest, most emotional move I think you could possibly make in this situation. And it's only further showing how soft and emotional these dudes over there in that camp have been about hip hop in general. Like, a lot of people have thrown shots at Lil Wayne, and I've never seen him kind of come out and respond the way that he did aside of like a Kendrick Lamar. So me personally, it kind of makes me think, gee, maybe this is more about what Kendrick did to Drake than it is what Kendrick said. Because if you hear, I let Lil Wayne down, my success let Lil Wayne down, and take that as a diss, how soft is the game getting? Yeah, that is something I kind of alluded to. As much as I love Lil Wayne and respect everything he's done in the game, again, beefs, battles, back and forths is not what he's known for. It's not what he's done in his career. He doesn't have a long history of this. He's not an antagonist in this kind of sense. He does not have even like kind of like the wordplay typically for this kind of like battle back and forth. This ain't like just a rap battle. This ain't something like, you know, two dudes on a stage with the crowd battling it out, saying whatever. This is shit has gotten personal. This is things get taken to another level if you have not noticed. And if this is how you are reacting from one line saying I let you down this emotionally, what do you think 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs of like the deepest cutting shit you can think of would do to you? There's a lot. There's a lot of things to talk about with you, Wayne. You've been in the game for a long time. As they would say in the military, in a battle with Lil Wayne, from a Kendrick Lamar perspective, it is a target-rich environment. I don't think from his history, this is something that he truly wants to do. Jabs and subliminals are cool, clever, funny. Ha ha. Did you hear what he said? That's a lot different than a minor. Like what Kendrick did on a personal level, the way he has dismantled Drake and undressed him in front of the entirety of the world and has him in an absolute spiral. My left hand just went well, put Lil Baby in a spiral. My left hand just went viral. Like the shit that he just did is a lot different than Subs and little cute little back and forth that he's had with Jay-Z over the years. This shit cuts deep on another level. Does his brain work? Because that has been a topic of conversation for a lot of time. For a long time. I believe Pusha T said, I like Wayne when he was on lean. because like he ain't sound the same. He just has not. He's not in his peak. He's not in his prime. He ain't the same Wayne anymore. Now, recently with verses and features, he definitely sounded like, he's getting kind of like that touchback. He's getting to feel a little bit like he's starting to sound like, oh, okay, like he can really do this again. But that's a lot different than saying, I'm going to go at the hottest young guy out there right now. That's a whole different ball game. And I don't think mentally he's in that kind of space to even do that. And if he was really, truly capable of this, why didn't he do this the million kind of opportunities he had throughout the entirety of his career? Push a bench shooting. Boy, did that shit like the plague. Jay-Z bench shooting. A sub here. What's that? Nothing. Outside of Gilly, well, I mean, what else has he truly done full-hearted? Like 50 shot here and there. Like, bro, like he was shook of going at these dudes when he was the top dog. Like now he's gonna go at the top dog. I don't believe it. I mean, I'll put it this way. Wayne has basically been the KG of rap. He's been a lot of bark. He had a lot of issues throughout his careers. And outside of Birdman, his own kind of surrogate father, he ain't really had a lot of heat or true bite with anybody. I ain't seen it. Let me know otherwise if there are instances, because I have a pretty good memory about the whole Lil Wayne history and like the history of hip hop in general. And like, there's not one moment I can think of like, damn, Wayne went crazy on him. Pusha T went at him like crazy a few times. I don't see it. Wayne, please don't take the bait. Please. Let this go. This ain't what you want. You're not in that mind frame. You're not in that mind state. You ain't never been about that truly in your career. Like, you are a punchline artist. You have lyricism. You have wit. You have bars. You have flow. You have all that. But when it came to beef, that was never part of an aspect of you that people kind of looked forward to or even looked to. So please avoid this. Tap out. This ain't what you want.